to come on here and share that whenever I was 19 years old, Gucci third leg burned me with HSV2. And he told me that he was going to send me his test results, and he never did. And it saddens me to hear that he's done this to so many girls. And there's girls with so many similar stories to me, and they're so young as well. He is preying on the young. He is preying on the new. And I'm so sorry for not saying this 7 months ago. I was scared, and I was making so much money. I can't keep beating around the bush because you guys think I'm lying.
Hey friends, this is T again with another video, and today we're going to be discussing the OnlyFans model adult actress DANAE Davis, and now she is on TikTok exposing a guy named GUCCI3RDLEG. Okay, all right, so this guy, from my understanding, he's also an adult actor. Both of them do like movies, I guess, on OnlyFans and make money or whatever. Well, unfortunately, this young lady claims that she caught an STD, an HSV2. From my understanding, that is herpes, okay? And she's blaming pretty much GUCCI3RDLEG for giving it to her, okay? Now, of course, this guy Gucci is probably denying it, I'm sure. But the whole thing is just crazy, right? Everybody thought that, you know, OnlyFans is like terrible, okay, because everything on it is mostly about sex and all kind of stuff. Now, it's not only you can do other things on OnlyFans, but most of it is about sex and, you know, a lot of perverted stuff. And it was already bringing down the culture already, okay, because so many women were joining this. But in a way, I'm not saying that what happened to this young lady is a good thing. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if it's really GUCCI3RDLEG that gave her this STD or if it's somebody else. If this girl is a adult star, she could have caught it from anybody. But I'm not saying that what happened to her is a good thing. But this example should tell women doing this kind of stuff can be very, very dangerous. I mean, I don't know if it's really gonna work because women still do adult movies still. So a lot of these things really don't scare them until they get it. And then from my understanding, a lot of women in the adult industry have these diseases. They don't tell anybody they have it. They're able to hide the fact that they got this disease and continue on with their career. They don't confess it. But for this girl, she decided to come out with it for some reason. I don't know, man, because I mean, I understand her being very upset over this, but dog, man, maybe she probably should have kept it quiet. I think the women should say something. If they going to be involved in this kind of career, they should definitely let people know what they got and always get tested. But if she's thinking about continuing this career by confessing that she got this STD, that's really going to end her career basically. And now I guess she's trying to end GUCCI3RDLEG's career as well. Okay. But let's go ahead and get into this video because I want to hear what she got to say. But before we do, please like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you know whenever we come out with new videos, okay? All right, let's get started.
I'm here to tell you guys that allegedly GUCCI3RDLEG is out here giving people HSV2, that is genital herpes. If you collabed with him and then found out a month to 3 months later that you have genital herpes, there's a high likelihood that you got by that man. Please go get tested if you did have any collaborations with him. I know a lot of people are being insensitive and saying like, oh, he fucks everybody raw, how are you surprised? Stuff like that is not always common knowledge. And another thing is, there are several niches on social media, so a lot of people aren't aware of his gross or abusive ways until they actually experience it. They don't see it on social media. So I'm going to say this a couple times on my platform to make sure that the word gets out because I have now a big platform.
Okay, why would you have sex with somebody you don't know? I mean, yeah, good. You're out here telling everybody how terrible this man is and he's dangerous and he's selfish and all these other things you're saying about it, right? But yet you had sex with this dude, didn't know this dude from Adam. And if he's passing stuff around, obviously, and doing it raw, obviously you didn't look into this. So this does not make her look good right now, okay? But so far, she's not crying like what I heard she's supposed to be crying about it. I think she caught something, but so far she haven't said anything about catching it. It's like she's just putting out one of those warning. It's more like a girl, she gets dumped by a dude and now she's trying to ruin his reputation, basically. Because women got this thing about a reputation destruction. When they don't like you and they want to get back at you, so they destroy your reputation, basically. This is what this looks like, okay? It doesn't look like anything that, you know, that he burnt her with STD or something like that. It just looked like he did her wrong, screwed her over, something, maybe got money out of her or something like that, right? So she basically wanted all these girls, maybe possibly lying about he having this STD. But it looks more like she's just mad because things ended badly for her with him or something like that. So that's what it looked like so far. Okay, but let's continue.
Gucci, I've been waiting for this. Devastating, but I just got another phone call that Gucci's third leg infected another girl allegedly with HSV2. If you are a victim of this man, please come forward, text me personally. I will get your story out there completely anonymously. Please.
Okay, we both know she's not trying to help nobody. Cause like I say, it looks like she's trying to destroy this man's reputation. From my understanding, he banged 300 girls. This guy's out there doing it. And women, from the picture I showed you, women are very attracted to men like that. Tattooed up and all that kind of stuff. In good shape, all this stuff, right? So they so willing to have sex with these dudes, right? Without protection. And I'm hearing that like in Houston or whatever, they just passing around STDs, man, like pancakes. I mean, these women, man, they don't tell regular guys that they out there like that. They for the streets. So men really got to be careful. And, you know, you can make that argument, oh, man, men are passing it around too. No, only a selective men are passing it around, like GUCCI3RDLEG, okay? Because most women are not trying to hook up with most men. So they out there with all these 20% men out here having sex with all the women. Like, you know, GUCCI3RDLEG having sex with 300 women on camera. I haven't seen any of this, but I heard about it. But it's not the regular man. So now, if she caught something and she gives up her career doing this stuff on OnlyFans and decide to have a regular life, this is when she's gonna try to find a normal dude. Now she gonna want to, you know, turn her life around and, you know, she want to help out all these girls from, you know, because this dude did something to her, but. It still looks like she's just jealous because at that first clip, she smiled at the end, if you notice that, right? She had a smile on her face as though she's just trying to screw this guy over or something like that, right? Maybe he rejected her or something like that. Now, I'm not saying that this girl has the STD or not, but let's just say she do have it. She probably caught it for somebody else. And because things didn't work out with this dude, she probably just trying to ruin him or something like that, right? Because he don't want nothing else to do with it. Now, she's a very pretty girl, man. I'm not even going to take away from the fact she's pretty, right? But like I say, man, a lot of these girls are out on the street, man, doing all kind of wild stuff, right? And this is how they find themselves. That's what they call it, right? I heard Myron talking about that too. He's talking about, you know, when women say they want to find themselves, really they just want to be out in the street doing all kind of, you know, crazy stuff, okay? Let's continue.
There are so many people that are just getting swept under the rug. He literally told this fucking person, everybody has herpes in the industry. No, they don't.
I'm just gonna say, yes, he gave it to me. It's devastating to have to come on here and share that when.
Well, okay, you see the first two clips, okay? First she's smiling, then she like worried about other women. But now it all comes out. She got burnt by somebody. I'm not going to say it's definitely GUCCI3RDLEG, but this is who she's blaming, okay? They gave her this disease. Like I said, in Houston and a lot of other places, man, these diseases, especially in the black community, and you know, the black community be catching it, man. We be, you know, when drugs come into the country, we all up in it. When diseases are being passed around, we all up in it. You know, poverty, baby mamas, we all up in it. It's crazy. I mean, it's almost literally like the black community is destroyed. And I mentioned in other videos, I don't want to be a part of the black community if this is it. I am a black man. I can't change that. I wouldn't change it. I like who I am. But if this what the black community or the black culture is, I don't want no part of it. This crap. You know, they go after these dudes. They know these dudes are slipping around all over the place. Like I said, if you look at this dude now, you know a lot of black women will be jumping on this guy and doing it raw. You know what I'm saying? And now this woman got caught up somehow, and now she want to blame this dude. Now, if this guy decided to stay with her, I don't think she would be doing this kind of stuff, right? But like I'm saying, I'm not saying she's a liar. I'm not saying that what she's saying isn't true. But like I say, the first clip she's smiling at the end. The next clip, all of a sudden she's just concerned about women. Sound more like she was just trying to get proof to blame this dude. And now she's here crying about it. But let's continue.
Whenever I was 19 years old, Gucci third leg burned me with HSV2. And he told me that he was going to send me his test results. And he never did.
Okay, why didn't you ask for his test results when you did it? Now, a lot of people, especially women, will argue, well, she was young. She's 19 years old. They don't know what they're doing. Their brains haven't developed or whatever. This excuse, right? Look, man. Look, I mean, I was young too. I was out there. I'm not even going to lie. I get it, right? But if you are part of this kind of profession, if you decide to do this kind of thing, if you're 18 and up and decide this is your career, you got to be smart. You know this stuff is getting passed around in the adult industry. You know this. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that when women decide to get into this type of career or being streetwalkers or whatever, right, they don't think about this stuff, man. That they don't do research. That they don't know is a possibility that this could happen. And now she's talking about she asked for these test results. It sounds like after the fact instead of before. It showed you right here, especially on OnlyFans, there's no regulations. These girls don't know what they're doing. They trusting these dudes, even though they hear rumors about all these men out there just having sex with all these women. This dude, 300 women, from my understanding. And then they don't even think about asking this guy to wear something or for his test results. A recent one, not one from last year. I'm talking about something recent, right? But this is what she decided to do, man. She decided to get into this and risk her health, and now she's burnt. But it's still unclear that Gucci third leg is the one that did it, especially if this is her profession. It could be anybody, but this is the person she decided to blame for it. But like I said, from these first two little clips that I've seen of this girl, she's smiling at the end, like she's just trying to screw this guy over, and then she's trying to find proof from other women. Or, you know, it's not exactly proof. Maybe he got, when I say he burnt these other women, what I mean by that is hurt their feelings or whatever, right? They'll come out and start, you know, ganging up on this dude, you know, falsely accusing him or something. Maybe she was hoping that happened. And now she out here talking about she got burnt and she's crying about it now, okay? She really, really want to screw this dude over. But from my understanding, Gucci third leg is thinking about quitting, okay? But we're gonna watch a little clip of him talking about it, but I want to go ahead and continue with this video.
It saddens me to hear that he's done this to so many girls, and there's girls with so many similar stories to me, and they're so young as well. He is preying on the young, he is preying on the new, and I'm so sorry for not saying this 7 months ago. I was scared, and I was making so...
I do agree with her about that. These industries do prey on the young women. They do. You know, and OnlyFans is no different in my opinion. It's no different. You know, they gave this impression that OnlyFans is a safe space for women to do this kind of stuff. You know, don't mess with the adult industry. They're dangerous. They treat women like dirt and all kind of crap. Come on, OnlyFans. You in control. You can do whatever you want to, right? But they don't give you the real warnings when these women start to get into this stuff. Now they're starting to learn. Okay, it's slowly happening. Either they're not making the kind of money they thought they are, and now all these videos and stuff is all over the internet they can't erase. But now it's like this young lady is catching some STD, man. It's something that she can't get rid of. It's not like some regular, you know, STD where you can get a shot and then it's gone after a certain period of time. But now this is something that sticks. You know what I mean? I'm hearing in Houston, this is happening all over the place, especially in the black community. Terrible, man. Terrible.
So much money. I can't keep beating around the bush because you guys think I'm lying. And he can't ruin anybody else's life. I didn't know what he was known for. I didn't know who he was. I didn't do my research. and it is my
Yeah, well,
fault.
okay, she at least saying it's her fault, man. But yeah, I mean, like, if look, ladies, if you decide, I would suggest you don't do this kind of work. I would suggest you just try to get a job or get married. I would suggest you get married, okay, and stay with your husband. Don't get a job like this. Get a regular job, man, because this is dangerous. This is very dangerous. When you're dealing with people and you decide to, deal with them raw, it's very dangerous for you. And this is even more dangerous now, probably than before. I mean, I heard during the 80s when the AIDS epidemic was like all over the place. It was mostly happening with gay men, I believe. But it didn't slow them down at all, man. They still was out there having sex, crazy sex, man. I be like, it's very hard to tell young people to be careful and not do something, because I remember when I was young, I really didn't want to listen to nobody. I wanted to do what I want. And I did have a lot of unprotected sex. I risked my life. I thank the Lord I didn't catch anything like this. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy stuff. And I know how difficult it is. People don't want to listen. If this didn't happen to her, she'd just be, bragging about how much money she make on OnlyFans and all that kind of stuff, doing Instagram modeling and stuff, maybe traveling the world, but getting paid by these dudes, doing her. But now that she got something, and now that she's telling everybody she got something, man, this career is over for her. It's over. Nobody gonna mess with her. Like I say, I heard rumors that most adult actresses that do catch these type of diseases that they can't get rid of, they keep it on the low. They don't say anything about it, which I think is dangerous. And it's not just dangerous for them, it's dangerous for the men that have to have sex with them. This is a definitely hard lesson. I had to learn a lot of hard lessons in my life when I was young, man, but I was able to correct those lessons, and I thank the Lord for that. But this, man, she gonna have to, if she really got what she got, she gonna have to live with this for the rest of her days, man. It ain't no cure. I don't think it's ever gonna be a cure, because I don't think they trying to cure anything these days. They just trying to keep people on medication and make money now. They don't want to fix nothing no more. So she gonna have to live with this, man. Like I say, most likely she'll try to find a regular, man now. Now a regular man is good enough now. Now that she's damaged, a regular man is good enough.
I know the people that already have it know exactly what I'm talking about, but whenever you realize and find out that you have something as severe as that, it's heartbreaking. It causes you to go through an immense amount of trauma and depression. I was going through so much at the time, and I've already gone through so much, so at the time it was very hard for me to speak up about anything. I do fully disclose anybody that I have sexual interactions with. I tell them before. Nobody is made unaware. You guys can demonize me, whatever, but I'm sorry.
Look, I don't know if this girl's lying or what the situation is, man, but I do feel for her. I mean, she got herself in terrible trouble. But I don't wish anything on anybody, whether I feel like they deserve it or not. I do feel for this girl, man. I really do. I mean, I know a lot of people out there don't feel sorry for her, feel like she deserves it or whatever. Okay, I ain't here to argue about that. I'm just saying that, this is terrible. If she really has what she has, and I believe that she regrets everything at this point. And like I say, society these days tell women out there that they can just have sex like men and do whatever they want. And now they're catching all these diseases now, man. It's terrible. I mentioned Houston probably twice already. I mentioned Houston, man. I heard it's like crazy down there, man, with women catching stuff. And like I said, they messing with the 20% of dudes, man, that's out there just humping everybody. And they brag about it too. They have no shame about what they're doing until something like this happens. And then all of a sudden, I just want to get married. Because you're going to see a video at some point, probably, when she's talking about she just want to find a nice guy and have a family and all these things, right? She ain't going to be, I'm sure she was talking a lot of smack while she was out there doing this stuff. And that's what most of these women do. They brag about it. They show all these sexy pictures, talking about all the stuff they get in Gucci purchase, Gucci, right? And all this stuff, all these guys they hooking up with, they bragging about it. They have no shame until this happens. Or either that so many guys run through them and never marry them, then all of a sudden, when they start hitting their 30, 35, or 40s, all of a sudden now they lonely and the cat is just not enough. The dogs are just not enough. They need a man now. And they ain't chasing out the people like GUCCI3RDLEG. They chasing out the regular Joe, the accountant, the lawyer, or just a plumber or somebody like that. That's when all of a sudden their eyes suddenly open and they realize maybe I should have been messing with these kind of dude from the jump. But now that she's out like that, it's gonna be very difficult for her to find even a regular dude.
These girls sob and not know what to do because for a while they didn't know if that's what was going on. It's so sad because the agency does not make you test. Talent testing does not make you test for herpes. That is one of the only things that they don't make you test.
All right, man. I had to cut that first video short, man, because it's like at the end they had a bunch of dudes being nasty at the end, so I had to cut that out. But I wanted to switch over to this video with Aiden Ross, who is talking to GUCCI3RDLEG right now about these allegations, okay? I think I've seen a little bit of it, but I didn't see the whole thing. I'm not trying to watch the whole thing. Hopefully they'll just immediately start talking about it. So let's go ahead and get into this.
My bad. I got my
Gee whiz, man.
Very apologetic to my fans and my supporters and to everyone for even being silent for 3 days was a lot for me. I was going through a lot of hate, depression, which we all go through on a daily basis. The reason I stayed silent for 3 days is because when I first found out about it, I literally went straight to get tested. Like, I cannot play about that. Like, this is something that literally, like, consecrate. I'm porn star. Fuck, like, you make great content, you sell it, like, this is our job. Why would I?
Now, I look at this two ways. Now, if he just found out some girls accusing him of this thing, yes, I would run and get tested too. And not only to see if I got something, but also to prove that I ain't give it to her, okay? So I understand him doing that. But at the same time, these adult actors are supposed to get tested before every, job, okay? No job is done until they get tested. But I saw at the end of that first clip, this girl said they don't test for herpes. Just knowing that right there, man, I would do it. Because they say even if you wear rubber, you still can catch it, man. I mean, contact. All you need is contact. That's it. It's not like any other thing where, because, herpes ain't just on your privates, man. It can be, around your legs, inside your legs or whatever, or something from my understanding. I've seen pictures of the stuff. So you can still get it. But just knowing that, man, I'm not out there screwing everybody. And like I said, I heard rumors that a lot of these actors, not just the women too, a lot of these adult actors, they hide it from people. Because the thing about herpes is when it's not no flare up or something like that, right? They can't pass it. So people can have sex with them without catching anything. But once that sucker start flaring up, man, that's it. So, and somehow I don't think people that's having sex a lot that have this disease, they're responsible enough. If you out there just having just casual sex with everybody, somehow that tells me right there that you're not responsible. And if you have this disease, you definitely gonna be passing it on. Probably don't even care either, right? So, yeah, it's crazy, man.
I'm not be taking care of myself. So when I first found out about this whole, a whole situation blowing up, I strictly went straight to get tested. Even right now, I'm still waiting on my results. My results will be in by tomorrow. So
what about the test you did before you did the scene? Can anybody see that? Is that a possibility?
Tomorrow, we could definitely hop on the stream again. And literally, I have no problem showing my whole results to the world. Because at the end of the day, like, this is like safety. And like, like, this is something we...
Definitely. I'm cool with that. We could do the live results of your STD test tomorrow. I'm cool with that. Tomorrow, yeah. But look, man, I'm already knowing how serious you took that. You got in the lab right away. You took the test. You did the precaution. You did all the stuff that you needed to do. You professionally handled that, and I'm sure that people that you've worked with would really appreciate that.
Right.
I mean, this is the way I look at it, man. He said he want to show the results of whether he got this disease or not, and he's waiting on the results, right? My thing is, if you tested yourself beforehand, like you're supposed to, before the thing, you should be able to show that. That at least that way you can show that you didn't pass it on. Now maybe later, like I say, I don't blame him for getting the test now, because if he don't have it, he want to find out if he got it now. But he should have a test ready just in case something like this happens, so he can say, I didn't do it. I didn't pass this to her. She probably gave it to me. But he should have, before he decided to get on Aiden Ross, he should have had this ready. Look, I already took this test. I ain't got nothing. He should have been just ready if he was a professional. But a lot of people that get on OnlyFans aren't professionals. There's no real regulation when it comes to this. And that's the thing about being entrepreneurs in this particular job, man. A lot of these people aren't professionals. They just doing whatever they want to do. They don't have no setups. I mean, it's still risky in the adult industry dealing with those companies. But at least they got some kind of system going on, right? But these jokers, man, you don't know who you dealing with when you're on OnlyFans. You don't know what the situation is. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but OnlyFans ain't taking responsibility for this kind of stuff. That's these people posting their own stuff. They just doing everything. It's like amateur. They doing their own thing, man, okay? It's really, really risky.
Like you said, because literally it's crazy. It's like, you can't say that I'm spreading something when, for one, two, she stated that I've been spreading HSV and HIV since 2021, which definitely was false. I have proof right here. I have my testing from 2023 of my HSV. So, Aiden, you might not know this, but 2 out of 3 people in the world have HSV1. You do know that, right?
No, so no, can you explain that?
Okay, so with HSV1 is, I want to say like a kind of like a beginner's. So close sores, even sometimes like even people are even born with it, you know what I'm saying? But this is more so like close sores and stuff like that. And I'll show you my results too here as well.
Yeah, I do agree with him. If he's stating a correct thing about this, I do agree with him. A lot of people probably had that. And that to me is something that, you know, some people might know about or might not. So that can be tricky because, you know, if somebody catch that, man, they're not going to lose their mind if they just have a cold sore or something on their lip or something like that. Not unless that joke is like this big or something, okay? So if that's the case, that's the case, man. But if we're talking about herpes in the manner when it makes people cry, yeah, that's a big deal.
My bad. I'll actually type it up for you. My bad. I don't know if you can see my screen, y'all.
I'm gonna zoom
just
in.
So
can you
lower
the brightness just a little bit?
Sorry. I'm pulling up my results right now.
Okay, come on, man. You take it too long.
Okay, boom.
Okay. Okay, yep, I could see it. So it says here, yep, scroll down a little bit. I see it, yep. Collected. And it says non-reactive and negative.
So you see, if it says negative, of course, that means you do not have it.
What are you positive for? What is that?
HSV1.
It says you're positive for.
Okay, yeah. So he knew he had that. Okay, I'm sure he did this test before he got with this girl. So this probably like in a year ago, or something like that, from my understanding. Yeah. I also heard that he's planning on quitting doing this as well. He's going to give up doing this career. So that's suspect. That's very suspect. That now he's giving it up. I mean, if you're innocent, why would you stop? Because he seemed like he was completely happy with doing it and making a lot of money and banging a lot of women. So why would he stop all of a sudden now just because this one girl accused him of something that he can easily prove that he don't have it? I'm like, yeah. I'm just wondering if this girl just really, really, really mad because things didn't work out between them and she just jealous and some went awry after the fact. Because if it's just HSV1 or something like that, where it's just a cold sore or something, nothing too serious, then, you know, it sounds more like, you know, he might have dated her and dumped her or, you know, ghosted her or something like that, and she's pissed. All right, all I can say is, man, OnlyFans is a lot riskier probably than the adult film industry, okay? You know, I think that's just risky enough, but then they go on OnlyFans and these people are regulating themselves from my understanding. They're not doing their due diligence and getting checked and all this kind. I mean, I'm not for this stuff at all. I mean, and it doesn't matter if you watch this kind of stuff or not because you turned on by it. I think most people that watch this stuff don't really want to be hooked on these things. They rather just have a regular good relationship with somebody, but they do it out of desperation, or they got, you know, they got this habit or whatever the situation is. But I don't think this stuff is good for anybody, and anybody can say that. I don't care if they watch it or not, because deep down inside, nobody really wants to be, you know, stuck watching this kind of material all the time. It just messes up your mind. It screws with relationships and all kind of stuff, right? But if you decide to do something like this, you're better off going to a company if they have you. But to try to do this stuff on your own, stick with one dude, because some of these actresses on OnlyFans, they just, you know, they just do it with their boyfriend. They don't do it with anybody else. They just do it, or they'll bring a girl into it, right? But that's still kind of risky. But I'm just saying, they usually just do it with one dude, and that's pretty much it. But then it's this girl. Matter of fact, the girl that Aiden Ross was messing with, I forgot her name. But she started off just doing it with one dude, but then she moved on to, you know, start doing with other guys and stuff. I think she tried to go mainstream. She did Adam 22 and some other people. She started to, you know, start to grow, because this stuff you don't just stick to one thing and without it progressing. Like a lot of strip joint women that work in these things, they graduate to being escorts, and then they start doing these movies and stuff like that. It don't stay one thing. The money's good, and after a while they start to lose their feelings for men and regular emotions, and then they just start selling their bodies for whatever, okay? And it just get really bad. But the thing is, OnlyFans don't have no regulations, of my knowledge. It's just a bunch of people just getting together and doing all this crazy stuff, and then they putting it on OnlyFans, okay? That's all I know about it. This girl, she had learned a lesson. I mean, she's not going to pass away or anything like that. You know, eventually she'll learn to live with it. But it seemed like she really got daggers for this dude, GUCCI3RDLEG or something. I mean, she really do. So it's terrible. I don't think anybody, not just a young woman, but also men, they really shouldn't get involved in this kind of stuff. If you want to learn a lesson, this should be a lesson right here. If you did this kind of material and you see something like this, just stop, man. Just stop. It's just not worth it. Find yourself a real relationship and just live your life, man. Find some other career to do. It's just not worth it to me. That's all I'm saying. All right. I really appreciate all of you coming by. Thanks again. This is T, and peace.
And it saddens me to hear that he's done this to so many girls. And there's girls with so many similar stories to me, and they're so young as well. He is preying on the young. He is preying on the new. And I'm so sorry for not saying this 7 months ago. I was scared, and I was making so